Everybody, guess what? We are live. I'm so excited. I'm live on Facebook. With Facebook, I have Rachel here with me. She is the Vice President of Data Center Strategy. You guys made a huge announcement here in the state of Tennessee. We're so excited to talk about that. Tell us about you bringing a data center to the city of Gallatin.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Donna, for having me here today. We're just so thrilled to announce our latest data center, which is going to be in Gallatin, as you said, and as we announced today. This is our 13th data center in the US and our 17th in the world. And we're just thrilled. We've been working on this project with the state of Tennessee, TVA, and City of Gallatin since 2017.
Wow.
And we're really excited to see it come to fruition here today, 3+ years later or so, with a big announcement. So we're just excited to get started.
Tell me what the process was like in selecting Tennessee to make your next data center.
Yeah, so we always have a pretty wide net cast, as you know, and as I just alluded to, we have a lot of data centers, and we're always looking for more capacity and great locations, a great fit for us. And so in looking at the U.S., which is primarily where we have our infrastructure, Tennessee is one that has stood out to us for a long time. And the reasons for that is because obviously we look for places where we can have access to renewable energy. And that's something that has made Tennessee stand out, as we know that there's great renewable energy resources here. And we really look to that, as well as a really good climate for us to invest in where we can find strong talent. And we knew that we could find strong talent in Tennessee as well. And so looking at those at the more macro level is what enabled us to dig down even further. At the more local level, again, we look for talent, and again, we look for a really strong community fit. And we found that in Gallatin, in having community partners that not only helped us progress our project to where it is now and was strong along the way, but we look at Gallatin as our home, and that's how we look at siting these data centers. We're here not only to work, but also to live for the next 20+ years and hire into the community and be really partnered with the community. And that community fit is really important to us. So those are some of the big reasons. Obviously, there's dozens of other reasons that go along with it as well. But those were some of the main drivers.
Yeah, the other interesting thing, I was looking at this project, it is going to be a huge facility. 982,000 square feet. That is massive. But it's going to be a little bit different. Tell us about the unique things about this property.
Well, it is. These are monster buildings, monster facilities, as you just talked about, and that's just 2 buildings. We site these locations to house up to 5 buildings. So we have some runway. The actual site is around, I think it's around 800 acres or so. So it's a very large site. We're not going to use all of that, but we do size these to be able to grow as business needs dictate. We also modified our design a little bit for this one. We are going a little bit more 2-story in some of the office areas. So it's a little bit different from the other ones to date, but pretty similar also in the same vein.
Mm-hmm. Since you are coming to Tennessee, is anybody going to be a country music fan? Have you thought about it? You got to bring the music.
I think we make it a prerequisite to be able to get a job there, I think. So to your point, if you're in the music capital of the world here, we need to make sure that people are also into music. So of course, we'll probably do something pretty thematic. We also like to design the data centers where we bring in local artists. We bring in a lot of the local vibe of the community into the data center. So we still need to design that part of the project, but I imagine we'll do something related to music as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. You've already began construction on this. How long is that going to take to complete?
Well, it's going to take several years to probably complete. That said, people who are driving by or know where the data center is at, the progress will be quick. Before you know it, a big building will be there.
Yeah.
It takes time for us to fit out the building, to make sure we have everything sort of set up to be able to go online, which we anticipate will happen in a few years' time.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about the building, and we've talked about why you chose coming to Tennessee, and you've also mentioned the talent pool. How many people do you think you'll be employing here at this new center?
So immediately we're going to be hiring a lot of people on the construction site, obviously. So we need to get this giant building going. And that takes a lot of people. So at peak, we expect that the site will employ over 1,100 people each day. So that's going to be a lot of people in the near term and over a sustained period of construction. And pretty soon, here in the next few weeks, we're going to start opening up our jobs for our permanent jobs on the site. So for the operational jobs, we need people to do everything from running the servers, fixing things that are going on the server side, running this big facility, making sure the campus operates as it should, working and engaging in the community. So we have a lot of different positions that are going to start opening here soon. So people can look for those jobs to be posted over the next few weeks on our careers page. We'll probably also post them on the Gallatin Data Center Facebook page that should be live now as well. And that's probably the best way for people to get updates on our careers and what's going on.
Yeah, once this facility is completed and open, will you have like a big grand opening? Will we be able to come and see it?
We will. That is part of our tradition. And one thing that Facebook really does, because we are part of the community, when we have our grand opening, we open the doors and we open it to tours, to press, to certain individuals in the community to come in and tour. So we do have these openings. With COVID, we didn't do some of our openings this year, or they were postponed. Hopefully by the time we get to that with this data center, we'll be past all this and we can have our in-person sort of grand opening ceremony. But yes, that is part of what we like to do.
Yeah. I think it's amazing that you guys are coming here. Is there any plans to expand beyond the center in Gallatin?
Well, right now we're announcing our first 2 buildings, and that is going to keep us busy on site for a long time. I mentioned that we site these facilities to be able to expand. So we have nothing to announce on that today, but we will certainly let you know as we continue to make plans and as business needs dictate. I will say, based on all of our other data centers, we have expanded them pretty quickly. So I'm just excited that we have the runway to be able to do that. We're in a place where we have great talent and sort of the sky's the limit.
Yeah. Well, Rachel, I hope you come and visit us here in Tennessee. I know you're in California. You were just talking to me about how great the weather was, and we just had this huge storm that came through. So I hope you're ready for rain and all kinds of crazy weather.
Well, I can't wait, and I look forward to everything that is to come and to being a part of the Gallatin community. So thank you for having us.
Yes. Tell me again the Facebook page that people can go check out the information.
It's Gallatin, should be on facebook.com. So go to the site and go to Gallatin Data Center.
Gallatin Data Center. All right. Thanks again, Rachel. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.